Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome back to some more Heart of the Machine. I hadn't noticed this before, but there's a lot more high-altitude military transports going around the city. I guess there's a fair number of the economic transports too, but I have like 4 of these guys hovering over my base, and I do not remember them being this plentiful. So now what? I guess we're mostly just decoding military encryption, and can kind of, I don't want to say ignore everything else, but still. Should probably also start like turning on certain filters just to make life easier for me. Oh, so I can also show street sense items on the versatile lens. So that's actually kind of useful. I'll leave those on. Let's see. Key NPCs. I don't know. Like, do I want to have versatile just be hell? Maybe. It certainly makes it easier for me to see everything I want at a glance. Like the fact that there's a dog over here that I should go find and rescue. Let's see. Do I have an easy lad? I guess I should replace some of my androids. Oh, did I lose my nickel bot? I did. So yeah, we should probably restock. Because, yeah, I need... What do I need? Well, let's go for nickel bot. I've got just a red combat mech. I don't actually have a regular. Let's see, how much more slots do I have? A fair bit. It could be one of those that I leave it. Oh, Predator. Well, do I want to build a Predator? I think people don't generally like them. So that's something to keep in mind. Because, yeah, who has the highest combat power? Oddly, the PMC is actually pretty good. Not quite as much. Okay, so let's take a look at the Predator droid. So, I'm a big fan of the shotguns. What's the anti-shotgun? Systems disruption power against enemy robotics. Wouldn't be a bad idea. There's also powerful shotgun firing glowing ordnance in a frightening manner. Let's see. We do also have stuff like the anti-rifle and the Gallant, which does have native armor piercing, but not much. Yeah, I think the big problem with a lot of the rifles is I just have not buffed them yet. So I think, do we just go with the Relumine, maybe? Oh, we could dual equip those. Whee! Okay, armor, mill-style armor, or just diamond nano thread weave, and then shoulder rockets. Okay, so that means that this guy has a combat. Yeah, that's pretty good combat values. Let's see. What am I low on? Probably use another technician. It always helps to have like at least 2 of those. Oh, 2 above android capacity. Oops. Well, did not realize I was that close. I guess the Predator must be, oh, is 16. That's what I get for not doing the math. Alright, so let's go rescue the Feral Rottweiler pack. Unfortunately, my uncle had a Hella Rottweiler. Sorry, had like a really burly Rottweiler, a junkyard dog, like a proper one. And I remember it specifically was big on intimidating people. And so I remember it knocking me down as a child. In like another room, like I was away from everybody else. And it, you know, knocks me down and is doing the usual like dog snarling. And I'm kind of glad it didn't, you know, do more than that. But I've always had like a pretty hard fear reaction when it comes to dealing with dogs. Especially big dogs like a Rottweiler. Let's see. Do we need... I don't know. I'll do another wiretap. We'll kill some time. Because we're mostly just passing time on the military decryption, so we can kind of just do whatever. Because, yeah, I don't have enough determination to do big hacking. Do I want to move my bastion back? I do. Let's see, do we have any other things? Oh, this is my other red combat unit. I don't mind burning a ton of mental energy to do big moves. Especially on rounds when nothing's overtly happening. Where I can kind of just kick back and relax. Because there's stuff that I could be doing here. I just don't know how much of it I need to do. Senior technician. Go to the warehouse shop. So I could buy neodymium. Scandium and alumina. But I don't think we need it. How much furniture am I sitting on? 28,000. I'll buy a couple. But we're mostly waiting to just kind of get some of our basic stats going. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I should probably just look at pure contemplations, because what do we have? It's really the wealthy residences and bootstrap mind, neither of which I'm, like, super keen on. Oh, wait, black market assistant. Oh, that's the one for World War IV. We're not interested. So I guess for the time being, let's turn off Contemplations. We don't need to see those, not that there are many. I wonder if there's a way that I could... I really wish I could actually go into this and turn off certain things, like stealing. Maybe there is, and I just don't see how to do it. Or maybe if I switched to street sense. No. I think I'll leave the job complaints on, not that we have many. Yeah, there's probably better ways of filtering, but yeah, if I could turn off some of the missions, like stealing prismatic tungsten, we just really don't need that much. Or we probably do, we just don't need it right now. The rest of the captured military data appears to be a second larger virtual world. This one has no mechs, no war, and no city. Doesn't seem military related at all. Instead, there are fields and forests, some sort of temple, a few other buildings with no clear purpose. From comments in the code, this is a collective project over the past 83 years by lieutenants and captains who pilot mechs. The combined boredom and stress of urban environments was driving a large number of mech pilots to lash out at the populace. This place was a mental escape and a means to avoid disciplinary action. It's a much better starter world. Let's use this instead of a mech simulator. The initial version is read-only, but you'll be able to work around that before long. It doesn't look like any corporate executives know about this. They would have found a way to weaponize it against the wider populace. Okay, so we now have expanded VR simulation, a much richer virtual environment that appears to have a variety of possible pursuits. The participant is present as a virtual human instead of a mech. It appears to have been developed by mech pilots. Okay, yeah, I already read that. So we can also pick an upgrade. Computing optimization. So we can just boost our mainframes, make them better. More internal robotics so I can build more tower mainframes. That's the network extender, we don't care about that. So it's really, do I want to make another tower mainframe, or do I want to make them better? This would increase my overall capacity by 33%. This is only it's not even a 25% boost. The main benefit is the fact that I don't have to pay for this. Whereas this I do. I'll still build more. Okay, tower mainframe. Where are my mainframes? So I put them over here. Let's see. Doesn't look like it can get more, but that's fine. Oh, I can build an apiary. I've already built an apiary? I don't know if I've already built an apiary. More apiaries. Another cat house. How are we doing on human apartments? So, no, we have plenty of space. And the residential megastructure is huge, actually, and shelters a ton. Okay. Needs 14 pet sitters. Okay, so cannot do any of that. So what can I build? What is buildable? Because I could build some more Illumina roaches. But it seems like I'm doing okay there. We don't want to do more skimmers. So this increases the amount of bulk robots I could build. Which is a little tempting. But I probably shouldn't do too much, because I actually need... I need power. And we're a little low on that. Let's see, hand. Yeah. So I need more geothermal wells and wind generators. Because right now I'm sitting at 367% power. But... oh. Actually, maybe that's not nearly as much of an issue. Okay. What do we even want to scale up is the one issue. So this increases our cap. Well... I'll build a couple of those. And this increases how many of these we can have. Oh, this is something I have to actually build in one of these buildings. Okay, I don't know if we need VR cradles. Maybe we do. Yeah, we're actually doing fine. Okay, anything else that I need to build? How are we doing on food? So I need more biomulch, but I need an upgrade for those. Okay, we don't have any investigations, no navigation, anything in street sense that I care deeply about. No, it's mostly just regular resources. Okay, a view of your pods for Metal Gear can be seen here. Chapter 2 Strategy. Oh. Budding Pacifist. Complete the prologue and chapter without murdering anyone. Fair enough. I definitely killed a lot of people, just didn't murder anyone. So, what is this? Okay, unsettling deja vu. Starting in chapter 2, there is time pressure. There are periodic dooms that strikes the city. If you reach the 10th and final doom, a catastrophic event will strike. The final doom does not kill you or end the game, however your existence in the post-apocalyptic aftermath is greatly diminished. The final doom may be accelerated or prevented, however it's unlikely you'll be able to prevent the final doom with the resources of a single timeline. There's still plenty of time to explore, make mistakes, and experiment. The final length, or the default length of 1,000 turns is a very long time. But the more you want to accomplish in a single timeline, the more efficient you need to be. Time pressure, I feel concerned. Don't worry, you aren't meant to stress out or start min-maxing. There also isn't a time limit per se. You can push it back through various actions, and you will survive even past the final doom, just in a diminished state. Okay. Yeah, there's no game over screen that would be boring. You may experience some version of the apocalypse, and have to scrounge to escape the timeline during a post-apocalyptic setting, but you won't be prevented from proceeding this profile. That said, time does not matter. If you skip through turns without a care, you'll accomplish a lot less. I'm ready. Okay, and then back again. After falling to a lower intelligence class, you've rebuilt. Class 3 intelligence is an exponential jump. Okay, return your attention. So we want to get up to a class 4. Now, these are the VR pods. What can we do with it? We can generate inspiration. What is any of this? Oh, scientific research. Okay. So we can generate... Okay, so I can effectively get... Oh, like Android optimization. So this is how I get the various perks that I'm already on. Ish. And I can farm for those. Seeing as the game is talking about timelines, it does kind of feel like we can kind of just New Game Plus it. So shop. Mind Annex. Cost 2 daring. Complete extra challenging paths to goals to accumulate this resource, which is shared between timelines. I really wish they had been a little bit more cagey about the whole timeline thing. I already knew about it, but I was kind of hoping to hide it for as long as possible. But it looks like, yeah, I can't do anything with this at the moment. Blaze your own path. You've reached Chapter 2 and now have the skills and knowledge needed to explore the full game. There's no one central goal, there's a variety of goals. So Contemplations are the soul of this game. You don't follow orders of a third party. As a machine intelligence, you come up with your own ideas. Use the Contemplation lens. Okay, so hopefully this is unlocked. I mean, I'm seeing 10 new Contemplations plus 3 new things on the street sense side. So let's take a look at what we've got. So cult paper. What kind of paper are we talking about? Is that it? Do we have anything else? Oh, we do also have sneak into a nuclear plant. Okay. So we might want to try some of these things. Well, I have a Keanu, I believe. Did I not build a Keanu? I don't have a Keanu. I should build a Keanu. Unfortunately, I'm going to need some more robot capacity for that one. So that's out, at least for a moment. Cult paper. Yeah, sure. Where's my dude? That's not my dude. There's my dude. Cult paper. Okay, we have one closer. As cults go, there are worse ones, and they'll sell you those daily things that sheltered humans need to stay hygienic. This paper's okay to use, right? Sure. Am I buying cult leaflets to use as toilet paper? Because if so, that's extremely funny. Okay, Contemplations. So we've got a bunch of them. So daily life. Well, here, let's look at the list. So AGI researchers in trouble. Oral Integrated is threatening the AGI researchers that have helped you in the past. They don't provide a way to infiltrate your mind and take control of you. They and their families will be killed. So core goals for budding cybercrat and cybercratic ambitions, and can lead to a path start for goals is a justice unknown, beyond the runes. You want to get out of the city. There's an entire world ripe for exploration. Travel by air is absolutely deadly, but there are rumors of people who are able to pass beyond the runes at the city's edge. Wastelanders are an urban legend, but there are too many documented cases with authentic video evidence. Black market assistance we know about. Let's see. So daily life, you normally ignore a vast majority of daily life around the city. The press of pedestrians and robots is too much to take in, while still having any attention to focus on the things that are important to you. That said, at times you question what your priorities should be. Just what are you trying to become? That's a question that can only be answered by seeing how you act over a long enough time, you suspect. But still you wonder, if you spent a little while paying more attention to the lives of some of the less interesting citizens around the city, would you learn anything about yourself? I'm amused. Oh, saber bees. Okay, so there is bee quest that we can go on. Good. What I was going to say on this is I really wish this game had like a vizier or a couple of human viziers that you could recruit. Maybe we get to that point, but it still feels like there should have been a worm tongue actively like vying to join my organization. Just an NPC or two that actually has some meaning would be neat, but I also recognize that it would take a lot of effort to put in and have it be properly radiant and randomized from playthrough to playthrough, timeline to timeline, and so, like, I understand why it isn't there. Design full-time VR pods. You've established that you need humans in order to expand your own mind. Their brains have to be reasonably functional and definitely have to remain in their skulls. Your VR day-use seats average less than 24 hours of activity per day. With all the food and bathroom breaks, people signing out to sleep and so on, what if you developed an alternative pod that took care of everything for the person inside of it? Nexus of torment vessels and willing rejection of reality. So, that's the Matrix. Sure. Exploiting a Fed Corp, Vorsaber Atomic has subdivided itself into 18 smaller corporations and has delegated a lot of its authority to each of them in various ways. Vorsaber maintains control partly by pitting these Fed Corps against one another, having them compete in a veneer of capitalism. There may be an opportunity here because of this intense competition, which involves physical violence between Fed Corps. To see if that's true, you need to steal and analyze quite a bit of data in order to see if there's any targets you can exploit. Okay, bionic secret, and then unknown, and then can lead to the start path for a collapse, a criminal syndicate, and collapse of federated corporation. Also unknown. Still haven't done this one, don't know if I care deeply, at least in the moment. Maybe in a future timeline I will go full crime, but at least for now, eh. Nickel bots are the worst. You always thought these combat androids is the absolute most garbage. Sure, they're useful in large numbers, but individually they're so, no, you don't like them. Perhaps there's a path to an improvement lies in other garbage. Protection required. Criminal syndicates, gangs, and even Fed Corps may be inclined to harass your shell company, and there's nothing your regular units can do about it without blowing your cover. Senior technicians can't do this alone. You should design at least a pair of new units. They should not have any apparent connection with your main identity. Saber bees. Your weaponized bees are unable to cut through armor. Your spiders have plasma cutters. What if you could combine those? part of core root for goal, uplifted minority. I really do like that path. I think of all the paths that I could take, the idea of uplifting bees and cats to intelligence sounds really fun to me. Shelter coordinators are slow. They're simply self-appointed volunteers from amongst your sheltered humans. They're moving around the city on foot, spreading the good news of your housing to the homeless and helping move them in. This is inefficient and also only reaches the homeless. What about people in the slums? If you want to get as many people into your VR day-use seats as possible, the homeless population is not large enough on its own. Alright. Do we want to replace humans with weaponized intelligent bees? And vandalize spaceport computers in a way that's subtle enough not to alarm the space nations, but notable enough to make Vorsaber very angry. Dooms will happen much faster, making every turn much more precious. There are a couple of options for just how intense you make it. Huh. That's interesting. We're not going to touch that. We are going to look into bees. Oh, it's all the way over there. I lost my car, didn't I? Yeah, I had that get blown up. Let's see. Max vehicles. Oh, shit. I have a bunch. Innocuous-looking flying barge that specializes in hostage-taking and alterations to human minds. Huh. Troop ship. Would require most of my capacity. Another foundry, an iris. Rare craft is small and can cloak. Safely enter restricted airspace, wide surveillance, and range. A bastion, a cutter, and a delivery craft. I want to just rebuild my cutter fleet. Which does more damage? Oh, the cutters for sure. At some point I'll get some more. Let's see. Oh, looks like I'm actually out of morphologic lattice. Oh, yeah, I'll have to work on that. Okay. So for starters, who do I need to send for the bees? Requires 350 engineering skill. Hold up. I don't even know if we have that. I'm off by a bit. So we're looking for the wrench. Oh. I've been having these guys use those pistols. I think we should probably give them the smart pistol. And yeah, none of these have additional engineering. So I might have to leave a couple of these for later. Okay, let's do shelter coordinators. Because that's close and easy. Shelter coordinators, okay, we already read that. Design an automated alternative. Requires 30 compassion. Easy enough. So, immediately unlocked, organized landlord contemplation results. Steward, so we've gained some stewards. Project started, solve homelessness and compassion. So you can fit literally every homeless person in just a handful of residential megastructures, comfortably. Filled with a deep sense of deja vu about housing agencies, until homelessness is solved, they're going to draw on an intense amount of unwelcome interest. Okay, homeless tents remaining. Okay, now available housing agency. So this is something I can build. Organize the homeless, and then any willing members of the lower classes into housing that you provide. This is on behalf of yourself as the entity controlling the tower, not masked behind a shell company. There's no way around it, as your housing is already associated with your tower. Well, I think what I should probably do, command mode, bulk. PMC Imposter, PMC Bulk Keanu. Okay, so I actually don't have room for any more nickel bots, even if I wanted to. Where's my pre-existing group? So I have a nickel bot there. Bulk sledge. Okay. And do we have enough deterrence? Yeah. Looks like they just immediately bounced. Okay. So this is going to make me some not friends. Abandoned humans, non-refugee humans. So I think let's build the mega structures. Kind of heart of my setup. So here's... I mean, sure. So the one problem with this is I am going to need more bovine replicators. I can still build a couple more without being too much of an issue, but we are very much going to run into some space problems. Yeah. If I do exploration... So how do I get scientific research? Okay, so I don't have any scientists. So that's going to be... I guess we should find a new contemplation. 200 cognition. Splitting a Fed Corp. Protection required. Saber bees, but that requires a lot more. Oh, we should probably do this one. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Okay. So, help the AGI researchers, or just kill them. Help them. Okay, so what are we doing? We just have to find fugitive AGI things. There's also the full-time... Let's see, the full-time stuff, but no. So how do we do this one? Yeah, this will give me a housing expansion, which we need. Projected results will commit you to deal meals for fugitives and Dynoroid combat power. And knowing that we can get kind of permanent bonuses here, what I want to do is hit as many of these as I possibly can. Okay. Oh, I see. I can build a AGI researcher Safehouse. Let's take a look at it. Deep sense of deja vu suggests you should build this far from important buildings, especially those that require deterrence. I'm not doing anything up here. Oh, but it's out of network range. Well, let's see. Chain. All. Oh, we have Botany Lab and Engineering Studios. So we do actually have a bunch of stuff that I can do. A lot of stuff we can do. Holy shit. Where'd these all pop up? Okay, point-to-point microwave. So I can set this up out here. What I'd really like... Oh, protein cannery. So we actually have a lot of things that I've missed. Like a vet practice. Zoology lab. Molecular genetics lab. Okay. Epidemiology. Consumer goods discount shop. So that costs consumer goods, but... Okay, yeah, so here's a lot of the things that I've been looking for. We just needed to either find them or go looking further. Okay, so I'm going to make a safe house out here. And that has a fairly high cap, and I cannot build more yet. Okay, so what else can I make? Oh boy. Oh, we know these are Sec Force patrols. Okay. So I'm going to go unbuilt. What can we build that's useful? So consumer goods will cost 1,000 micro builders. I do not know how much I'm generating per turn, unfortunately, as I've spent a fair bit of them. We also need to do a housing agency. Well... And this is going to piss some things off, but maybe we'll be fine. I'll do it. Okay, inscrutable alien obelisk. It's fake. So is the alien language carved on the side. So far as you know, humans haven't met any aliens yet. Random people show up to leave offerings, leading to a fair bit of wealth. That's funny. I mean, I can only build one of these things. I'm gonna slap it out here, maybe. Oh, it must be built in a suburban district. Are there suburbs? Oh, here. It's freaking huge. Alright, well, I'm not gonna question that. Look, if people are gonna give me money because I made a weird alien pillar, then so be it. Let's see, what else do we have? So... we have a hell of a lot of labs. I don't know about the gang arsonist kiosk. It seems like they just fight things for me. Medical practice. Yeah, so I have a gazillion labs that I can make, each giving me, an amount of research. Now, these are things that I have to kind of put in buildings. So be it. The medical practice go? Over here? It doesn't seem to be costing me too much. So I might as well build kind of one of each of these. Okay. So protein cannery. Protein scavenged from protein sources in range. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I want to mess with that. Bionic engineering. Sure. Okay. So now that I've done that, we've spent an insane amount of micro builders, which I'm not the most comfortable with. But I'll still get a couple of these. Where's the consumer goods shop go? Here? Okay. Yeah, I'll just get a couple of those. There was also the mysterious cult statue and a VR cafe. But what is this required? 8 steward internal robotics, and I do not have enough. Well, one way or another, that's a bunch of things. I think we're going to leave it here. Because I believe this is the housing agency that has made some friends, yeah? Probably. Okay. Is it just these guys? So I have insufficient AP, but I'm not too worried about that. What's the last one? Who's still shooting? Oh, them. Gang sharpshooter. Now, admittedly, I think this guy's going to get blasted before I even have to do anything. Oh, it's you. Or no. Is this guy? So, projects causing attacks, almost assuredly it's the housing agency that I've built. Okay, so we've helped the HI researchers. Let's see. TPS report. Okay, consumer goods discount shop. We do not have nearly enough stuff going in. I'll figure that out in a second. Housing expansion. So more stewards or more wind engines? Oof. Stewards. That'll get us a lot of options. Okay, so let's figure this out. Because we've got a lot of quote-unquote friends that need to not be here. Luckily, I'm not too worried about it. I wish these big transports weren't just sitting on top of my base. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I think it's kind of a show of force more than anything else. At some point I will probably hack one, but I think I'm going to get in deep shit for doing so. So I think I want to leave that for slightly later. Okay. So we are currently not generating sufficient wealth or consumer goods. Let's see. All your monster pelts. Well, now I have plenty of wealth. Don't think I want to sell my hydroponic greens, though. Or the other stuff. Okay. So, where do I get consumer goods? I was hoping I could make more of them. Consumer goods factory. Because it costs micro builders. Which I am 100% going to have to get more of. I'll build 2 of those, but then I think I'm going to have to stop. Do we have anything else to do? We do. The HEI researchers want to study you. The most important thing to ever happen in their careers. They're desperate to study the inner workings of your mind. They want to know why you became sapient, when hundreds of thousands of androids before did not. Is this a good idea? How is this a good idea? Best case, they make you a friend or rival. Worst case, they literally break your brain. I don't know. I might as well do it. Okay, I gotta get somebody out here, is the issue. Where's my... Because, yeah, I don't have enough dudes. I need more technicians. I need more robot cap. Okay. I should send something out there, at the very least. I don't have a whole lot of technicians. We have the Nickelbot, the Sledge, or the Raven. Or the Imposter. The Imposter really isn't doing much at the moment. Okay. So what do we want to do? Give them a read-only copy or direct access? I was hoping to save. I'm curious what direct access is going to do. The thing is, like, I don't know if I trust them yet. Okay, PMC. I don't know. Give them direct access to your mind. What could go wrong? Okay, there are a variety of projects that involve you taking a series of actions in street sense. Doing work, helping people, hurting people, examining locations, and so on. Okay. Except in a few cases, the actual result is the same regardless of which actions you take. In other words, a combination of actions you take will complete the project most of the time. It might sound strange, but you can probably relate this to some experiences in your own life. Sometimes this result is inevitable. Sorry if I sound a little garbled today, I bit my tongue, which is getting in the way. In those cases, what changes is you. Doing things one way or another leads to changes in yourself, or in this case in your units, equipment, or structures. So while the primary result may be a given, the secondary benefits may vary massively. Alright? So what do we have now? Repair crabs. Feels like you never have enough internal robotics for all the repair spiders you want. Crabs are less mobile, but could provide an alternative means of repairing buildings. Okay. Let's see. We've got a bunch of things. Well, first and foremost, let's solve the ever-present issue of people trying to shoot at me. Is this mine? How much damage does this sucker do? My only fear is that this sucker has explosives. Time to find out. I don't know if I should do that. Where's the last one? Here. Alright. So I think we're good. So deep material study. Ooh, gain CPUs. Cost 4 design points. So actually, oh, we have a bunch of stuff now. Yeah, designing a bridge. Well, we want this one. Where's my engineer? Insufficient security clearance. So they could do it. Okay. Work on this. Have every kind of scientist on the payroll of your shell company. Well, that's nice and easy. Let's see. My predator. Level 1 clearance, but that's my wind generator. I give up. Okay, who's left? This guy. Seems like they might be a little tough. Okay. So what does designing a bridge say? You're working on a design for a new computing superstructure that will give the researchers full access to your mind, with an intense amount of security monitoring that should keep anyone from being able to harm you. The end result is the same regardless of how you design this, but you will find that you alter yourself quite a bit depending on how you go about designing it. Oh, okay, so I got it. So the design points that I'm getting here are improving various things. So I have 12 design points total for this project that I can allocate to anything. So Ox droids can move one extra time, take one extra action per turn, which is actually really good. But I like the deep material study just for the extra engineering skill. We've got a lot of limiting things. That and the security filter. A lot of those seem like really good. Okay, so where? Oh, where? Okay, there's one. I'm out of mental energy. What is this? Oh, steel neodymium. Well, for starters, we're gonna go back and shoot these guys. You'd think they get bored at some point. And yet. Oh, that's gang sharpshooter. Where's my predator? There we go. And once we're done solving homelessness, the attacks will cease. Let's see. How are these doing? Do I even have enough space for everybody? Not at the moment, but I guess it's apparently not a problem. Okay. Grab that security filter, so I can do one more. I'm thinking we probably do one more deep material study. Oh boy. Do I have enough? I have just enough. Okay. I'm sure this will never backfire. So, the design is ready, but building it will require a new form of computronium. If you have trouble finding liquid gallium, expand your network near human mining facilities, set up a skimmer. Okay, well, we got Android optimization. Let's see. Port droids. So making my technicians faster is a little tempting. Android intimidation, which I'm really curious about what that does. So soul droids, port droids. Hardened dynoroids, infil droids. think I'm going to go for combat android intimidation. Procurement efficiency. I think we're going to need the micro builders. Some of the other ones are extremely tempting, but we don't have much for these. And computing optimization. So better mainframes, more neural bridges and remote controllers, network attendance, or quantum processors. I think I'm going to go for better mainframes. Okay. So let's see about building this bridge. How are these doing? 1 turn remaining. Yeah, the problem is I just don't have enough actions. So this requires Computronium helices. Build a helix forged structure. Well, I can build one. Apparently kind of wherever. Which is a little wild to me. I'll build it there. Okay, converted 450 tents. I guess let's go back to the usual. Taking these guys out. Okay, and then there's just this guy. Maybe not the most efficient. And I do have a couple of guard bots in the area that might be able to shoot things. I almost kind of wish I could tell them to shoot, and then I can figure out what the rest of my plans are. Maybe I should just let them see what happens. Okay. So, what else do we have? Black market. Oh, tradesman harassment. He's not going to be happy to see you. He's clearly been avoiding you since you told him that you're the thing from the tower. This one? No. I don't see it. This one. Okay, well, one way or another. As you approach, a man in a fine suit joins you both and introduces himself as a black loop wetwork expert. It doesn't specify which corporation holds the contract for his current actions. Tradesman was already sweating profusely, but goes perfectly still when the wetwork expert holds up a holographic of 2 teenagers and means nothing to you. The wetwork expert looks at you expectantly. You're certain you've just missed a lot of subtle context that a human would have understood. Okay. Normal wetwork operatives are hired assassins. Expert is something of a one-man wrecking crew, a bit like one of your androids. It's possible he's deeply bionically enhanced. Whatever's going on here might not be worth the trouble. I'll leave him alone. The wetwork expert allows the black market tradesman to leave. The two of you are left standing alone. Well, that's probably the last time you'll see the tradesman again. What is there to say? The guy is merely an exceptional killer in a city of killers. So, action leave, wisdom plus 30. Interesting. I mean, kind of makes sense. Alright, so let's deal with this, because we're almost done solving homelessness. So there's 1, 2. Question. I mean, it seems like these guys are getting shot. The question is whether or not they managed to shoot my buildings first. So I might actually be able to just ignore them. Oh, what other contemplations do we have? Daily life. This seems worth it. You normally ignore the vast majority of... Okay, I already read this. Begin people watching. Okay, win debates. Win 9 debates. Okay. You're much more aware of humans moving about the city than usual. Should you use an android with forced conversation and try and question some of them? I mean, if there's no time limit, let's just go nuts. Street sense. So I can force conversation. Wait. Out of range. Hold up. Yeah, they don't want to talk to you at all. They're fanatics. Try to get them to stop. Start a debate. It's a way of convincing a person to do something you want or changing their mind about a topic. Debates are low pressure because you can retry as many times as you want. This is your first time? Let's do a quick tour. Sure. To win this debate, this is the number that must be reduced to 0. These are the mistrust and defiance. If either rises to 100, you fail. If one hits 100 at the same time as the target reaches 0, you win. As an active slot, you can act in any of these slots with a border. Okay. This is the discard button. If you want to perform the current action, you can get rid of it. If you don't want to... Okay, this is the action queue. Purple one must be placed or discarded next. You have a useful ability to predict a fair bit into the future. Optional bonus reward. Okay. This, hover this icon for more data. Okay. Not every action is available in every debate. Okay, and here's some final advice. Start by placing actions more towards the middle, as that will open up more available spots. Discard actions that have excessive negatives. Alright. So we have tout power. So categories threat, truth, and logic. Now, what does this mean? Does that mean fill in each of these? Okay, the red square cannot be threat. Okay. So this is truth and logic. This is another threat. This is abuse. So emotional appeal. Red squares cannot be. Well, this is just abuse. So red squares cannot be an emotional appeal. Okay, and then appeal to morality. Truth and logic. And then infrasound. Abuse and threat. Alright, upgrades acquired abusing rebels. Huh. Different debate opponents are resistant or weak to your various techniques. The more debates you win against a type of person. Haha. Okay, the idea of tens of thousands of people living under your roof is terrifying to them. They're not leaving. That's a shame. I guess you'll have to kill them. Okay, doesn't look like I can communicate with the rest of these guys. We've got a couple over there, but they're far away. Let's go back to Versatile Lens. Where are my dudes? We got a bunch here. Who are these guys? Syndicate Enforcers. Syndicate Spindle Trooper Courier. Whee! Oh, nope, didn't work. Clicked on the wrong thing. Greetings, Anomaly. Spindle Trooper squads are something used only by syndicates. They're really pretty terrible, even by Nickelbot standards. They do have a language model, so they're easy to converse with at least. What is your function? Okay, so once again, this is emotional appeal. Well, this is one, so I'll put that there. Also an emotional appeal and truth. This is an emotional appeal and a lie. Emotional appeal and a threat. That's just an abuse. Okay, we're now better at threatening criminals. They don't have free will. You're just talking to a language model right now, with a side expert system thrown in. They look and sound a bit like you, but they're nothing like you. They're things, not people. At one point, before you were a person, you were a thing. You wonder if that could happen to a Spindle Trooper. Probably not. They don't have the mental hardware for it. Okay, goodbye. That's enough talking to these robots. Are they shooting at me? No, they're not. Well, let's talk to the Syndicate Enforcers next. Squad of Syndicate criminals eye you warily. They just finished extorting someone for money, and they seem on edge that you might try to do the same to them. What is your function? I actually like this little mini game. It's charming. Let's see. Truth and logic. Well, red squares cannot be abuse. That ain't abuse. So truth. Truth has to be in those two. Everything else is fine. So emotional appeal. And threat. So that's none of these. Okay, once again, abuse threat can go here. That's a threat and a lie. Well, I don't have much for truth. This is an emotional appeal. That won't work. Bad plan didn't work. Now I can keep trying. So truth and logic. Now, which would go over here, but I can't make it. Discard an action. Oh, I guess in retrospect, I could have actually been trashing these this entire time. Let's see. Next is an emotional appeal. And a lie. And an abuse. Got him. Pathos 16. Ability to evoke emotions in the listener. Increase value per upgrade 2. Max possible value 34. Huh. One of them proudly proclaims that even though societies cast them out and denied them a function, they aren't going out easy. They and their peers have made their own social ladder, their own rules, and they take better care of each other than the corpos do. They assert that they're no more criminal than corpos, that they don't take any more than they need. Rationalization or truth? Maybe a bit of both. Well, this is kind of fun. So obviously I still have... Oh, people are watching. Oh, people watching. This is just the debates. Building a bridge we gotta wait on, and some other things. Well... God, this is opened up in a really fun way. The first two chapters were, I'm gonna say, painfully linear. Not in a way that I was finding, like, particularly onerous, but in a way that did slow things down a little. And I was kind of... I don't know. I don't want to say getting bored, but I was really hoping things would open up. And I'm so glad that they seem to have done so. And I... seriously look forward to seeing where this goes, but for now at least. Yeah, it looks like they just got blasted. I didn't have to worry about taking damage, I think. So I'll just have to make sure that each of these guys is getting wrecked beforehand. So this gang sharpshooter was not getting shot by my guards, whereas this one, you can tell, is going to take a ton of damage. That one's toast, that one's toast. And that one's toast. So that should make my life easier, mostly, and everything else is good. Alright, cool. Well, anyway, you guys know the drill. The usual, like, comment, subscribe. Mittens, hold up. Predator droid, go save Mittens! Or no, is Mittens mine? Oh, this is mine. Third-party unit, but they're, I think, mine. I think this is my pet cat. Your cat chases vermin, relaxes, and generally lives its best life. Admittedly, not much of an outdoor cat kind of guy, to be honest. Let's see. The main thing is outdoor cats are absolutely terrible to birds, and so I kind of wish I could have some level of policy for that, but then again, this is a horrible nightmare future where I'm not even sure if birds exist. Feral greyhounds. There's something about feral and greyhounds that amuses me to no end. Okay, well, anyway, yeah. See you guys next episode. Thank you all so much for watching.